As a freelancer, one of the most important things you can do for your income is to have money saved as a safety net. While I teach the freelancers in my course how to get consistent month-to-month retainer clients, there's just going to be certain things that are out of your control when it comes to your income. A client could drop off unexpectedly, and sometimes payments just come in late. For me personally, $10,000 in a safety net is what prevents me from doing anything desperate, like working for clients that I know just aren't a good fit for me, or continuing to work with a client that I'm just not gelling with, or taking a low-paying client out of desperation. How much money you need to have saved is going to be dependent on you and your specific life situation. Whether you have kids, a mortgage, a car payment. I'm going to link down to the video below where I talk about the importance of getting out of consumer debt before becoming a freelancer. But in this video, I want to share with you the top ways that I save money as a freelancer. Now, this is not going to be run-of-the-mill money-saving tips like don't buy coffee, because one of the last tips I'm going to share is actually a spending philosophy that I learned from a book called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I'm Christine from paidcopywriter.com. I'm a former 9-to-5 salesperson turned copywriter, and now I help introverted writers get on LinkedIn and build the freelance business of their dreams by cold pitching. Subscribe to my channel if you want more tips on how to write, how to become a copywriter, how to build a freelance writing business, work from home. The first thing that I embraced in order to live a freelance lifestyle is one of minimalism. You've probably heard of minimalism. However, I think everybody has a different take on what this actually means. For me, it means getting really clear on who you are and who you aren't so that your money can follow your values. Now, as writers who work in the marketing and advertising business, we know that selling products and consumerism is really based on lack, right? We probe at pain points and problems in order to make someone aware that they should buy a product. However, when you are a confident person and you know what direction you are going in, you are less susceptible and less vulnerable to advertisements that try to make you feel like you are missing out on something in life. Just watch any car advertisement and see the messages that they're sending you. They usually have a pretty girl or somebody who's going fast or somebody who looks really rich. They try to present these images in order to make you believe that once you have bought their car and obtained their product, you will get that same feeling. However, the more secure you are in yourself, the less compelled you'll feel to keep up with the Joneses and just do things for appearances. And I'll talk about that more in the last step when I talk about the spending philosophy that has helped me stay within my means while still being able to spend money on the things that I love. Now, these next tips are going to be super practical and tangible, and I know I said I wouldn't comment on a coffee consumption habit at the beginning of this video, but I have to mention this product that you can buy for really cheap on Amazon called the Hyper Chiller. It actually turns your coffee into iced coffee. Iced coffee is one of my biggest expenses. I don't necessarily put myself on a really strict budget when it comes to coffee consumption because it's one of the pure joys I have in life. But if I can cut down that bill a little bit, why not? Buy this Hyper Chiller. It'll allow you to create your own coffee concoctions at home and be a little less motivated to spend $5 on an iced coffee. The other thing I do is I do my nails at home. Yes, every once in a while, if I have a really big event coming up, I will get them professionally done. But there is nothing I hate more than sitting in a nail salon. The workers literally talk shit about you in their language. They're not friendly and you're inhaling fumes and you have to sit there for hours. My ADD is just not vibing with it. Because I'm not somebody who does fancy designs or gets artwork on my nails, I found it really helpful to buy a gel manicure kit on Amazon and just do it on my own. Yes, you need to be at least a little bit proficient on how to paint your own nails. However, not sitting in that salon, not spending that money, and then being able to just watch TV or have a podcast playing in the background while I do my own nails, it works for me. It's a great way to save a good $70 every other week that you would be spending at the nail salon. Something else that has allowed me to live on a freelancer's income and not have to worry is the fact that I cook most of my meals at home. I rarely eat out. I genuinely just find that I enjoy my cooking much of the time better than the restaurants. Now, this was not true when I lived in New York City because they have the best restaurants ever, in my opinion. However, since moving out of New York, I find that restaurants, even my favorite restaurants, they don't really blow me away that much. I'd rather just cook my meals at home. As freelancers who work from home, we do get the luxury of cooking 3 meals a day at home if we want to. I probably go out to dinner twice per month, once with my boyfriend, once with my girlfriends, and I'm totally okay with that. The other big thing is that I stopped drinking alcohol over a year ago. So if you're interested in stopping alcohol, I definitely recommend this book called How to Quit Alcohol the Easy Way. It is a life-changing book. Just read it. If you are even thinking about quitting drinking, it's such an interesting book. And there's a huge movement now of people who are making sobriety cool. For me personally, I did not have an alcohol problem and I'm not in AA. I genuinely just did not think alcohol was doing anything positive for my physical and mental health. I felt like it was actually just slowing me down in so many areas of life. Most of all, I felt like it was a crutch that I was using to go out and be social. And if you're introverted like me, and if you are a writer, you most likely are, it's actually really important that you go out and learn how to socialize without numbing out with alcohol and having a personality that's predicated on whether or not you're drinking. Comment down below, what ways do you save money? How do you get creative with saving money? Or are you in the situation that a lot of people find themselves in, which is they are in debt or they can't control their spending? I was definitely there until I discovered Dave Ramsey's book. If you find yourself in debt or you just don't feel great about your finances, I definitely recommend reading his book and listening to his show. Now, this book right here is what taught me the spending philosophy that I practice that allows me to still buy designer bags and expensive fitness equipment like the Peloton, despite being really frugal in other areas of my life. And that is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. One chapter in this book is about having a spending philosophy where you spend a lot on what you really care about and then cut back ruthlessly on the things that just don't make a big difference in your life. For me, that is restaurants. For another person, going out to eat at restaurants might be extremely important to them. And that's really important to know about yourself. What means the most to you? For me, buying designer bags like Louis Vuitton and Chanel, those are treats that I give myself when I land a big client or if I get a big check. I do treat myself. I find that those bags are a worthwhile investment for me because I really like wearing a classic bag versus constantly buying new handbags to try to keep up with the fashion. So even though it's $6,000 on a handbag, it's actually minimalism to me because I'm doing this once a year and not buying any other purses. To another person, this might sound insane. Like, why on earth would you spend that much on a bag? Even the Peloton, why on earth would somebody spend a couple $1,000s on a stationary bike that you can get for much cheaper? And the answer is everybody is going to have their worth it products, and what's important is that you spend in those areas versus the stuff that doesn't make sense to you. I don't want to spend a lot of money on my nails or going out to dinner, so I cut back in those areas so that I can spend more in the areas I do care about. If you are interested in becoming a full-time freelance copywriter, working for yourself and making this whole thing work financially, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel where I talk about writing tips, how to become a copywriter, how to build your freelance business. You're going to find it all here on this channel, so make sure you hit subscribe and definitely comment down below and tell me how you liked this video. I'd love your feedback, and your encouragement really keeps me going. Bye.